Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 16th episode or edition of Gaming After Dark. I'm your host, Noofanuko, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom himself, and I am here with the amazing
Primal Eve.
It is good to have you back, Promi. You're sounding chipper tonight. I love it. I love the energy. I love it. I love this podcast. I look forward to Tuesdays, and I look forward to all you sexy mofos hanging out with us in the chat. So let's get down and give some acknowledgments to the awesome people who are showed up again tonight. And let's start with our good old buddy Invader Gaming. I'm not sure if he's still in the chat, but he was one of the first to show up. We got Doggy Dog 420. Doggy Dog, welcome, my friend. Thanks for the subscription to the channel, and thanks for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. We got Iceman Elamain Chu is here as well. Iceman, thanks for hanging out with us, brother. Spider-Man 356, who is always here, most consistent guy on the planet. We've also got the Human Spider. Timothy Dixon is here, one of our regulars. We've got Chaos Theory hanging out with us. We got Luis Jimenez. I hope I pronounced that right, Luis, or it could be Luis. Maybe it's probably Luis, right?
Call him LJ.
Yeah, we'll call you LJ, brother. There you go. Free Jack is here, my brother from another mother. Yes, my Alberta brother, Free Jack, is in the house. What's going on, Free Jack, bro? We got to hang out like ASAP. Speaking of, I might have something to talk to you about on that note after Free Jack. Who else we got here? We got any other new people in here tonight? Just going down through. Eternal Shaddai is here. What's going on? Crazy Greek dude, Cyber Gutter. There's a couple of awesome faces I haven't chatted with in a while. We're overdue. Draven Narrow is here. Dreadpool's in the house. J Slayer J, man, we got the crew up in here tonight. I love it. We got a lot of familiar faces, a couple of new ones as well. You are awesome. Primal Eve, give them a shout out.
Absolutely. I love every single one of you guys for being here, especially the ones who are here every single episode. It's absolutely great to see you guys following us, especially the ones coming in. Oh, Lady Foxfire.
Lady Foxy. I love it. There's a little girl reputation up in this house. We got a lot of sausage in here every week. It's nice to have a little veg in the house.
I don't mind. I don't mind switching up every once in a while. No, I absolutely love it.
Skull Stomper, Alan Robbins is here. What's going on? Lunkin Lunker, what's happening? That name gets me every time. Lunkin Lunker. All right. Now, good to have you here, Foxy. We got a great crew. Guys, I'm sure everybody's fucking excited, especially if you happen to be an Xbox fan. You should have a massive erection this week because we are just 6 days away from what could be possibly the biggest fucking E3 we've had in years.
We're all pre-erecting right now.
Absolutely. Primal so moist tonight. She said she traded her chair for a bucket.
Just fuck it. I just have a towel. Soak it up.
It's just a towel, baby. The nice shaggy one. She'll be picking at that thing all night long.
It has like a tube going out the window so it drains and
is that what that water fountain noise was I heard in the background?
Yes.
Oh, we got the chat going already. Gears pop, people. Gears pop, man. I'm curious to see what that fucking game is about. I think Free Jack's been playing it on his phone, but maybe you can confirm that up in the chat. I'm curious about it just because it's Gears. I hope it's not like one of those card games. I actually thought it was going to be like a third-person action game, but hey, I shouldn't get my hopes up, right? Cyber Gunner, what's going on, brother? How are you doing? Okay, well, Primal, what's been going on in your world, girl? What have you been up to?
Well, tonight I went to a surprise chorus concert for my daughter, and first of all, it's absolutely terrifying because these middle school kids are monsters. So walking through these hallways, being frightened by 12-year-olds that are bigger than you is absolutely terrifying. But what was great about the concert is in the corner of my eye, I noticed this one kid moving around. I'm like, what is he doing? He's going through every single fucking Fortnite dance possible.
Oh my lord. The cringe is real already.
Throughout the song, so they're all singing like hallelujah, and this guy is doing the floss. So it was just absolutely, that was the highlight. But no, I'm actually beating games, kind of, sorta. I beat Inside, and I finally beat The Walking Dead Telltale final season, which is pretty good. It wrapped it up pretty well. I wasn't disappointed. But I'm like really dig deep into this fucking Void Bastards. I don't know what it is, but
did you just say dick deep or did I hear you wrong?
Dick deep.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
Right? Hi, I'm Dick Deep. But no, it's really really fun. It is kind of grindy because you will die eventually, but it's just something I keep going back into. I don't know if it's the cartoon style. I don't know if it's the people calling me to see you next Tuesday. If any of you guys caught that, um, but it's just I don't know. It's something addicting, and
Mm.
it's making me come back alive a little bit with my gaming funk. So I'm taking advantage of it.
There you go. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Like it sounds like you're feeling a little bit better tonight. I know the last couple of weeks have been rough on you, and
Yeah.
physically and everything else. And your daughter's feeling better now. I hope.
Yeah, she's absolutely awesome. I love her, and I always try to make her laugh every time she's sick. So it's like if she's going full force puking in the toilet, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you need me to go call an exorcist, or where's the holy water?" I do whatever I can to try and make her laugh.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad, like I said, glad to hear things are sounding a little better. Like I said, and you're bringing your normal chipper self back to the podcast. But hey, even when you're sick, you're always a treat. And the panel and the chat comes out to hear you get down and jiggy with it. Glad
Mhm.
everybody's doing well. Hope you've been all playing lots of games. We're gonna have plenty more to play in the upcoming months. And you know, and I'll start off with a light topic just to get this one over with, because I know as soon as you bring this one up, everybody goes, "Oh my god, no, not that again." So I'm going to bring it up and get this one out of the way. I mean, as far as what I've been playing a mixture of everything. I've been playing some God of War because I'm going back to that game, which is amazing. I never really get sick of that one. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been playing a variety of other games. Just picked up that one, Everybody's Golf, for the PSVR. Really good game if you got the VR headset. And the other one, which is really, really cool. I haven't played it much yet, but I got to get back into it. It's just been too hot to play in the house. So it was True Blood and Truth for the PSVR. It's made by the same people that made the London Heist, which came out on the original PSVR world. So that's why I just want to start with that real quick, because I don't want to bore people to death. But Blood and Truth. Apparently, it's been getting heralded as a really good example of what VR can do, and how it really certainly brings that level of immersion to games and stuff like that. I know you don't have a PSVR Primal, but this game is amazing. Great
Mhm.
graphics, great immersion. The only downside I have with it, it's not a free flow action game. It's kind of an on rails. So you kind of have a
Right.
little bit of direction as to go left or right or straight, but
Kinda like House of the Dead.
yeah, but it isn't like free flow, so you're not really controlling it and going through the level, much like other games. But it is really cool. The implementation's amazing, like how you grab ladders or how you interact with stuff in the environment. You definitely need to play it with the Move controllers if you have them. I don't have them anymore, but I have to pick them up. But I just wanted to say that the game looks phenomenal. It plays phenomenal. It's a great showcase for PSVR. So if you've been riding the fence on this one, guys, you can get the PSVR bundle. I think it's on sale. It even comes with that game and the golf one, Everybody's Golf. If you're a golf fan, this is definitely one to pick up. And I just wanted to say that that game apparently is apparently number one in the UK for sales, which is quite incredible considering how little there are in PSVR install base. So the fact
Mhm.
that it's number one and it's a game that came up with very little fanfare or hype behind it says a lot about the game. And that's where I'm gonna go with this, Primal. Is, do you think there's still life in the PSV or PSVR or VR in general? Because I hear the Oculus, what's that new one that just came with the Oculus? The fuck is that? I bet you Free Jack knows what it is. The new Oculus that one came out, and you don't even need a console or a PC for it. It's crazy, but that's getting really good reviews.
Mhm.
So I think there definitely is a lot of life. I want to get your take on it. Have you even tried PS VR or any VR? What's your impressions?
I've done some VR a while ago. I couldn't tell you what I did it on. Something my kid brought home, and it's cool and it's fun, but it's not there yet. It's not what it should be yet. It's still in kind of like a beta stage of what VR
Mm-hmm.
be like, and it is a silver lining to see that. What did you say it was called? Truth and Blood.
It's called Blood and Truth.
But in truth, it is a silver lining to see it doing well at least somewhere. It means that there is a group that's still very much interested in it. But when I want VR, I want like I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but Dot Hack series. I want to be in the fucking game. Like
Right.
I want to be completely immersed in the game, and I know that we're not there yet. But I I just don't think it's ready yet. It's the same thing with the whole 3D TVs. Like, do you really see people still jumping in on those? I just it needs more time. It needs more tweaking, and I think it can be successful, just not right now.
Well, like Free Jack said in the chat, and I knew he would certainly help us out with the tech talk.
There
He
he
says there's
is,
no
yeah.
PC or console required for the Oculus Quest, which is really, really cool. I think you just need to have access to, I think, is an iPhone or an Android phone, have a certain browser on there or whatever, that sort of thing. So it's really, really cool. Basically, it takes out the wires, and that's been a big drawback to VR units for a while. It's got its own cameras built in. I'm hearing really good things about it, and that's what makes me positive and very excited for the future where VR is going to go. Salty came in. He must have heard the VR chat, especially he hasn't left already. But I definitely think there is a future for it. I don't think it will or ever replace, and it's not meant to replace traditional gaming. And this is something that I think some of the hate is afraid, much like I guess I've been afraid of the digital trend, the digital transition, and diskless consoles. I think there's a segment, at least a small segment of the population that feels that if VR gets popular, everybody's going to push that. And then traditional gaming will kind of take a back seat, kind of like when the Kinect came out for the 360. You remember how Microsoft just all of a sudden shifted half of their fucking development to this freaking camera, and they just because if you look at it, look, all of their AAA stuff dried up, and they had Rare, one of their premier studios, making fucking those stupid little sports games, which were good for the kids, but not exactly games that you were running down to the store to get your Kinect on. You know what I
No,
mean?
I remember when the Kinect came out, and I used it for 2 reasons. I did the whole, like, workout thing that they had. I can't remember what it was. They had, like, 100,000,000 different ones. There was, like, a jillion ones, all
Absolutely.
that shit. I did that because there was achievements involved, and I was like, "You know what? I could actually get some, like, exercise done." And then also, Just Dance was also another one that
hmm
my kid really liked. But then other than that, it was I'm not gonna be playing, like, Fruit Ninja type games on there
Right.
soon.
It's too bad they didn't stick with it, because that original game that came out with the Kinect, like the original 360 one,
Oh,
that
it was
what's it
so
called Kinect
cool.
Adventures, where you're in the raft, that had a
Yeah.
lot of potential. I had a lot of people come to my house and actually try that and had an actual blast with it. Like, I think that game, if they had a remade it, made it better for like the second
Mhm.
version of Kinect for the Xbox One, it could have done a lot better, because the Xbox One version of Kinect had much, much better motion controls or tracking than the original.
Right.
But again, like, it's one of those things, the idea and principle was good, but again, without the AAA, without a game that comes out for any device, and this is not just VR, but any device, if you're going to bring it out and everything is kind of feels like you're playing demos, it's not going to do well. It needs to have that, oh my god, I have to play this, that means I have to buy one to play it. When you get to that point, things are going to sell, right?
It's all about trial and error, and every system has had theirs. There was, like, the Wii Fit when that came out with the Wii. There was the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater board, or was it the Shaun White's? I don't know, but one of
Yeah.
them had a damn board.
Yeah, Tony Hawk,
And,
yeah, with that
yeah,
board.
and it was really cool at first, and it is cool. It's a great idea, but if you don't go all the way with it and really hone in on what it is that it needs and what people want, then it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the most effective device ever was probably the Nintendo Wii, because I'm telling you, it made expert masturbators of a lot of kids.
Oh my gosh, I will never forget how many fucking I'm sorry if any of you guys are those dumbasses, but, that didn't wear the damn strap with the controller, and
Oh
they
yeah.
wondered why their TV was broken. It specifically tells you that you need to wear the strap, guys. It's okay to have a strap on, you know? It's not always a bad thing,
I don't
you
know if you
know?
even caught what you just said. It's okay to
Oh,
have a strap on.
everybody needs a strap on when they got something in their hands, you
Oh,
know what I'm
oh
saying?
my God.
So, I don't know, but I remember the horror of the Wii when it first came out because people didn't do that. It was just
And there's actually people that lost a lot of weight with that Nintendo Wii, the fucking board that came out,
yeah,
the balance
the
board.
Wii
The
Fit
people that
had
stuck
so
with it
much
actually had fun and lost weight. There were actually videos of people actually like showing that at work. So like, kudos to them for trying something, but it was
oh, yes,
overpriced and there
there
wasn't a lot to use outside of fitness games. It just didn't make much sense. I remember playing the one. And the funniest game on the Wii was playing No More Heroes, because you were Travis Touchdown. I think that's his fucking name. And he had the lightsaber sword. And in order to charge the sword, because the sword apparently had a battery, right? And the way you charged
Mhm.
it was basically shaking it in the same motion as you would do handing yourself. And it was fucking
Um,
hilarious. When you're playing the
well, I
game,
have
like,
different
basically people would
motions,
walk in on you and you're shaking it. You know what I mean?
but No, it's I don't know. It always cracks me up
Oh,
whenever there's any type of like, oh yeah, like the shakes, like the weights, the
the
ones that
weight shake weights.
yes. And I always feel uncomfortable buying cucumbers because I give them all a good feel before I decide which one I want. So I'm always like looking left or right to see if anybody's
Boy,
watching.
that girl sure does eat a lot of big cucumbers.
Check out this cuke. No, but
Oh
I
man.
I don't think people fully think through when it comes to like sexual innuendos, what it is that they're doing. They're like, yeah, sure,
No, it's just perverts like us, Primal. I'm sorry.
I don't mind.
Everything goes off the rails with us, right? But I'm just going to leave it and just say that I'm glad that the game is doing well, at least in the UK. I don't know what the numbers are yet for the US, but I'm glad it is. I'm glad the PSVR is enjoying some sense of success. It's kind of late in the generation, but the bonus side that I've heard was that they plan to carry this thing over to be compatible with the PS5. Now, one of the articles I just recently read said that basically I don't think Sony intends to have a new VR ready at the launch of PS5 because I don't think they want to bog people down with having too many peripherals. So I
Mhm.
think they're going to grandfather in the PSVR, and probably a couple of years after the PS5 is out and it starts to have a bit of traction and a user base, and being backwards compatible is going to be a huge asset too. Is that
Mhm.
they'll probably have a much better headset and stuff in coming out. So I hope Microsoft does it. Honestly, I think if Microsoft gets on that bandwagon, I'm definitely all for it. Some people are not. Like I said, I'm going to end it here because I don't want to bore the shit out of you guys. We got a lot of great topics tonight. But are you eventually going to jump in on this on the virtual train?
When it's ready, I will come. That's how I how I'm gonna look at it.
I like that. That is quote of the night. When it's ready, I will come. There you go. Oh yeah. All right. So E3 hype. Let's get into the first big topic. Primal. Like I said, we're like 6 days away now from the biggest show of the year. Microsoft looks like they're coming out gun swinging. Phil had a great tweet earlier this week that kind of set the world ablaze. It's kind of been taken a lot of different ways, but I think he said something about 14 first-party games being shown off on the stage. Now, I would imagine that includes Xbox related titles or PC stuff as well.
Of
I mean, it's
course.
all part and parcel. But what do you think? We know Gears is going to be there. We know Halo. They've kind of stated that those two games are surefire staples. What else do you think we might see? Is there anything that you're hoping that you could see?
Um, well, I am really hoping to see some new IPs from the new studios that they've acquired. That'd be fantastic. You know, it was such a big deal. Like, you know, we bought you, we bought you, we bought you.
Mm-hmm.
Now give us a little something because by now one at least one or two of them has to have something to show us. So
Right.
that'd be great. And I secretly want Fable to be in there. I know for some reason there's a lot more people hating on Fable than I thought, but I don't care because I absolutely love Fable. It was one of those different games that came out on the Xbox because majority of the Xbox games back in the day they were mostly shooters. There weren't too many action adventure RPG type games. So when Fable came out and you can be good or evil, that was such a big deal. And that was probably one of the reasons why I stuck with the Xbox after falling in love
Mm.
with Halo too. Um, so it'd be great. And I know there will be your third parties too as well coming in. Um, but as like you said, it's also PC as well. So honestly, there could be like 12 PC games and then two Xbox exclusives. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing what they have to show.
As Free Jack says in the chat, he says 2 to 3 new IPs is what people are seeing on the YouTube streets, which is a
Yeah.
possibility. I say it's highly likely. I definitely think we'll see something out of Ninja Theory. I
Yes.
think some of their projects are fairly far along.
Mhm.
Like the one thing I can tell you we won't see is we won't see anything from the initiative because they're still hiring some of the top talent in the industry. But I think it's going to be I think we'll see something eventually from them maybe next year. But look, I was already happy. You had me at Gears 5. They could show that one game at the show and I would be happy. Yeah, I wouldn't be like ecstatic because they didn't show anything else but Gears. But at the end of the day, you know what? I that game is enough to take me through the rest of this year and probably well into next year. So I'm fucking so. And we're gonna segue into that.
Mhm.
Uh, Rod and a few people have been tweeting stuff, and apparently, I think
Yeah,
it's
Rod's
one of their media guys
now.
saying that expect big things from the new Gears game that has to have you excited. It's from what I'm hearing, and I think even Windows Central Jez Corden says if things are to be believed, what he's kind of hearing, he thinks this is going to be like the Gears 5 that sets the fucking franchise back on fire kind of thing. So what's your take? We setting ourselves up for failure here? Do you think it really is going to be the fruits of the labor?
So this is difficult because Gears of War is by far my all-time favorite shooter of any type, first person, third person, whatever. Gears is my life. It's changed my life even. Um, so my expectations for the longest time have been very high, but lately I've been kind of keeping it in between because they have kind of lost some of the magic from the original Gears, more specifically Gears 1 and 2, the darkness and the heaviness and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I'm hoping that it goes back to that because that's what it really needed. Yes, the graphics did increase and it was gorgeous. The colors are gorgeous, it's beautiful, and fresh flowers,
Right.
tomatoes.
Right.
But
Tomatoes.
yeah, but that wasn't Gears. It
Yeah.
wasn't that dark, gritty, almost like horror. Like I'll never forget being
Yeah.
absolutely terrified in the first one where a wretch fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. No,
So
you're totally right. The first couple of Gears had that little like sort of almost a Resident Evil element to it. It was a little bit more mystery and more intrigue. The enemies were more visceral and cooler. And then all of a sudden we get Gears 4 and they go with these boring ass fucking robots and DBs, which I hardly heard anybody ever say they actually liked them. Like, don't put robots you can't empathize with, you can't sympathize because they're robots, right? They're just
ah,
generic. They were bullet sponge enemies too. They fucking took so many fucking bullets, those things. And it was that game, like for half of that game, it was almost boring because that's what you're fighting, and they didn't have the really cool enemies at the other games. I think Gears ran on the formula, but they tried to separate it a little bit. You know what I mean? And then I think what they realized is they did too much, where the game was starting to
mhm,
feel not like Gears
yes.
because it was. You had the DBs, remember like the stages at the end, which as cool as they kind of were, the big robot mechs. Like as
Mhm.
soon as I did that, well, I thought, yeah,
To
this
turn
is
into a
neat.
Transformer slash Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was starting to think that why does this not feel like Gears now? It feels
No,
like
it didn't. It
like
was
fucking Transformers in the Gears of War world, or you know what I mean?
yeah, if they could go back to the same formula that they used in the previous Gears, I would be very, very happy. But you are right. Sometimes they push too much. Like I started seeing it in Gears 3 and 4, where
Mm-hmm.
with the new weapons and stuff like that, like the fucking sawed off killed me, the retro killed me. Like stop changing things too much. Eventually I got used to it. Yes, I was one of those people that complained all the time, but I figured out how to get past it. But no,
I,
just
I
the I'm sorry, go on.
I have one suggestion I wish they would do. It's for my favorite weapon. It's the torque bow. I love the torque bow from day one. I still love it. But please, can
That's
you make it not fire the bolt if I'm not ready to fucking shoot? Like that drives me
oh
nuts.
my
The thing
god,
is already limited on ammo. So like how many times are you getting ready? Because it
I
takes like
can't
a good couple of seconds to charge it. Otherwise the thing doesn't
Mhm.
stick into anything. And then all of a sudden the guy runs behind the wall and you're like, fuck, there goes my shot, right? Like, can you get rid of that so you can cancel it out or it just doesn't fire till you let the thing go?
I remember back in I don't know if it was the gear I think it was the Gears 2 torque bow where you can kind of droop it. I used to be able to just let it go in time before it was fully hard, and it would just like completely droop over cover and get that like it would do a lot more aerial damage too, not aerial, sorry, like AOE damage. But yeah, no, they definitely changed the torque bow.
Yeah.
I wish that was how it was back in the day. And no, DBs, you're right, they were absolutely
Yeah.
horrible, and I hated either playing as them or playing against them because all you heard was squeak, 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 and you knew they were fucking coming from you. You just didn't know from what direction. So if you were scared
Absolutely.
of that, I'd rather have my heavy breathing locust.
Yes, the heavy breed. Roar. Let's give a big shout out to the chat because we got some people here that haven't acknowledged it. Wilmy Hood, what is happening, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Lunch Bizzle is here. We got distracted by OLED. How you doing? Joshua Galveo, I hope I pronounced that right. What's happening, Joshua? Thanks for popping in. And Timothy, sorry to break your bubble, bro, but you're in the worst fucking chat room ever if you don't like Gears because I think this is like a 90% we love Gears fucking thing up in here. We got Crispy Bomb here. Speaking of Gears of War and Gears of War lovers, I'm super excited. Man. All I know is I don't know what Rod and them got. I'm hoping nothing gets leaked before next week, but I'm fucking super stoked and excited. I think it's going to get back on track.
I
I
hope
think,
so.
and I'm hoping this is going to be at least a Game of the Year contender. You know what? I'd be really happy if at least gets acknowledgement for that, because I'm thinking, with all the modes that they're going to have, the graphics they're going to have, if this game sort of somehow gets fucking snubbed, I got no other choice but to fucking
No,
call bullshit
that
on
would be a
somebody.
shame.
Right?
That
Because I'm going to guarantee you, as I sit here, and you heard it right now from fucking Noof Nukem, I'm willing to bet you fucking 8 out of 10 that Death fucking Stranding gets fucking nominated
and
for
you know
Gear
what?
of the Year.
You're damn right. You know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen.
It comes out in November, right around the Game Awards, and who's fucking Kojima's dick licker more than fucking what's his name, Jeff Keighley. So fucking you can bank on it. This
Oh
game
yeah,
is the weirdest, coolest fucking
yeah.
game I've ever seen. Look, the game looks fucking phenomenal. I won't take that away from it. But let's wait till the proof is in the pudding, right? You know what I mean? Let's not fucking bake
Because
the cake before we put
come
the
on,
eggs in.
it doesn't matter how good or bad it is. It's still gonna be up there. It
But
really.
they'll find reason for that to be great. They'll find all these reasons why this is the weirdest but most amazing game on the planet. But Gears is formulaic, and we've seen it before. And
Too much A button.
but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter that it's got the best multiplayer and co-op and fucking graphics to kill and great characters and a credible storyline. Maybe because we can understand it, it won't be any good. I don't know. I just. It's one of those fucking things, man. Like I'm not hating on Dead Stranding. Like I hope the game is fucking good.
Fantastic. It
I
could be
hope the game
great.
is
It's a
good,
shoe in. It's a shoe in no
right?
matter what it does. If it does well or not, it's gonna be in there.
Like I was actually shocked. I was actually kind of shocked that fucking Days Gone come out and didn't get as more love than it did.
There
I'm
was
really
so
shocked. I'm
much.
floored with that one because that's weird because that's actually a damn good game that I actually really like a lot. And some people shit on it, and I'm like, I don't know why. Actually, we had this conversation last night with So Shady. Me and Jacob were talking about Days Gone, and he was asking us about the glitches, and he said, "Well, isn't that game like all full of glitches?" And I said, it's kind of weird because I haven't really experienced any fucking like crazy, and certainly nothing game breaking in Days Gone. I think the game is incredible. I got to get back to playing. As a matter of fact, I might even stream it after this podcast. But Days Gone's a damn good game. Sure, it has some issues, but I think it was a really good game.
Mhm.
I got to give a shout out to Lunkin Lunker too, because he was saying earlier, like he thinks, or he would love. I think it's Lunkin who said he would love to see. No, it was Eternal Shaddai. Sorry, Shaddai. He's like he's the 14 Xbox games, 13 game studios from Xbox Game Studios, and the last he thinks could be Rise 2. And I hope everybody's
Oh, that'd be
crying for another
interesting.
Rise. I'd love to
Yeah,
see it.
that was actually a game that I surprisingly enjoyed. It wasn't something that I was really a go-to game for me, but I started playing it and I couldn't fucking put it down until it was done. So
Mhm.
it's definitely something I would be interested in if they did have another one coming up.
Absolutely. You know what would be really cool? It'd be really cool if fucking Microsoft and the coalition could get the rights to the Terminator franchise and make a
That,
Terminator game based on the Gears engine. Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
oh my god,
Could you
it's
imagine a horde mode where you're fighting fucking T-800s and T-1000s and fucking those flying ships, the hunter killers? Man, that would be dynamite. I'm sitting here gyrating just thinking about that. That would be badass. Fucking Terminator on the Gears engine and exclusive to Xbox platforms. Fuck, that would be cool.
I agree with you, but I'm so afraid for anything being translated to game and vice versa. It's such a scary thing. So, sometimes some franchises need to stay where they belong.
Come
Game.
on, do it. Do it. Come on, guys. Let's get the petition going. That's the way of the world now. You don't like something, you want something. Everybody got to scribble the paper. That's what we do. So stop pushing the pencils. Get out your paper and let's get it done. Let's get the Terminator coming on from the Microsoft studio. Let's get this game done. Let's do it. Yes, and me doing a voiceover for the game. Flank to the left. He's coming. He's going to chainsaw your ass.
Oh my gosh. And then see, and it would turn into something else because then you had to like create your own Terminator, and then there would be this whole multiplayer thing, and then I can see my microtransactions already.
That'd be cool too. When you died, you actually respawned as a fucking Terminator, and you're badass, and you're just going for blood on the other people. You know what I mean? And whoever killed you, like they show up a different color in the map, so you know exactly where the fuck they are. And you're like, yeah, coming to get you. You know. I could have some fun if I was developing games. Let me tell you, I'm on to something here. But yeah, hey, I got a special announcement here, guys. So we got a big celeb coming on this podcast here right now. Primal. I'm gonna hand
What?
over the mic.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Xbox Quick here. I just wanted to say hello to everybody in the chat and Gaming After Dark. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. I am super excited for E3. It's going to be an amazing show. We've got so many games to show you guys this week, and there's a lot to come, a lot to be excited about, guys. So make sure you pull your underwear up good and tight because we are getting ready to blow your mind. Let me tell you, it's going to be fantastic. I've been super excited. We spent the last couple of weeks, man, in the boardrooms negotiating, and we have got some serious firepower. We're coming to the show, baby. We've got so much firepower this year. Sony didn't even come out, so it's going to be one heck of a damn good show.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that appearance, man. I think it's the first time Mike has ever come on Gaming After Dark. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I hope the chat liked it anyway. That's fucking hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, no, like I said, what can I say, guys? E3, it's going to be awesome. I'm not sure what my deal is for the week. I don't know if Primal's got any obligations or things coming up as well. As far as Sunday goes, my plan is to hopefully watch the fucking conference and not be chatting through a podcast while it's on. I got to agree with some guys throughout Twitter this week that I find it distracting, like being on a panel and talking during the show because I'm missing a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I'd rather do it before or an after reaction, not during of. So I may be on a podcast on Sunday. I'll give you more info as things come along. And definitely me and Primal will be back here next Tuesday night with our post E3 Microsoft wrap up. And we're hoping to get a few extra people to join us on that panel next week. We'll keep you in the loop on that. It's going to be fucking fantastic. Lady Foxfire, PC Master Race, Mike. Yeah, just watch. Absolutely crispy. Just I want to watch him. I've tried that in the past, and I found it very distracting because you got people talking over, and sometimes you're not even talking about what's on the video. Sometimes the conversations go in 5 different directions. So we'll see what happens after Sunday. I'm super excited about it. But yeah, let's get into the next topic, Primal. Unless you got something else you want to. Well, before we get to our next topic, let's just talk about movies and shit. Have you seen anything cool recently? Is there any big movie news?
No, I'm like so fucking behind. What did I watch? I don't know. No, not really. I binge watched Good Omens on Amazon Prime, which is based off of one of my favorite books of all time. I absolutely love Neil Gaiman. But as far as like movies go, not really so much. I started watching John Wick, and I was really, really, really tired, so I ended up falling asleep. Not because the movie was bad, but because I was tired. I did see that book scene you were talking about.
Did you see Detective Pikachu, or am I thinking with somebody else?
Oh yes, I did see Detective Pikachu on Mother's Day with the kid, and I know she wants to see some movies. I'm trying to get her to watch fucking Chucky. I just
I bet you would like Ryan Reynolds to come over to your house and pick at you.
I'm actually not. I'm not. I don't know. I have weird taste.
You don't like Ryan Reynolds?
Not like that.
Damn. Okay, Ryan Reynolds or Keanu Reeves, either one.
Ugh. I mean,
Okay, so who's your taste then? Who's the actor that gets you smoldering then?
well, Jason Momoa, of course.
Jason Momoa. Okay, tall, dark, and handsome.
Him, but then I can go from him to Seth Rogen. They're both like extremely sexy to me. I don't know what it is. I love.
Okay, I had to make sure it's Seth Rogen and not Joe Rogan, right?
No, not Seth. Yes, Seth Rogen. I must have about Seth.
Yeah, the fat, chubby, awesome, funny guy, Seth Rogen.
Not Joe Rogan. He's a dick. No, he is no, but yeah, Seth Rogen. I like a big guy who can make me laugh. Like that's my favorite thing ever.
Mhm. Okay, that's awesome. I like that. I think it's really
But
cool that you picked that. So,
Jason
guys,
Momoa is the most beautiful man on earth.
the fact that she didn't put at least Seth Rogen in her, guys, gives a few normal people out there a bit of a chance. Okay. Like even Crispy Bombs reading my Seth Rogen. We have a chance, Noof. There you go. Great minds think alike, brother. Busy Me Nasty, what's going on? Yes, some people went out and saying Godzilla. I've heard good things about that. Brightburn. I haven't seen that one yet, but I do want to see it. I've been watching. I know the last movie I saw like in the theater was obviously John Wick 3, which was fucking
Mhm.
incredible. But if you guys have, I guess HBO or whatever, I have it on Crave, which is HBO in Canada. Really cool show. It's called Chernobyl, and fuck, that was a great show. It's only a mini series. It's only like 5 parts, so
Mhm.
5 hours long. But fuck, is that was an intriguing,
That sounds
thought
really
provoking, crazy ass mini series. So if you have access to Chernobyl, guys, and you like stuff that's based around factual crap, then definitely this is definitely a really interesting show to definitely watch. BZ says his wife likes Seth Rogen. He's like, what the fuck? Oh man, that's all. Yeah, there's been some great movies. Speaking of other movies, apparently, what's his name? Chris Hemsworth. I just read an article that he's taking the rest of the year off to be with his family, so he's taking some
oh,
time
good
off.
for him. Yeah.
Because his kids are young and they're to the point now where they understand that daddy's going away. So good on him. Just take some time. He's had a lot of movies recently. He's kind of showed up in everything. So
Mhm.
good on him. Um, yeah, that Bill Murray, that zombie movie, that actually looks fucking cool. I'm excited about
Oh
that one.
yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Oh yes, Crispy Umbrella Academy is absolutely awesome. It's definitely one of my favorite superhero, or not even really superhero. It's like just superpower adult TV show. I absolutely love it. So if you're like a fan of like how I don't know how Netflix did the Marvel series, I would definitely look into Umbrella Academy.
Nice, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of great. Like, it's unbelievable how much great TV shows. Or a Westworld Chaos series. Drop that one in the
Oh
chat
yeah,
as well.
that
That's
Westworld.
a really like intriguing, thought provoking show as
Oh,
well.
it's
You
a
know.
mind fuck. The whole first season was a mind fuck. I
Uh,
watched it twice and I saw things that I didn't like certain things connected
yeah.
that I never saw the first time around.
I look. I could watch the first season alone just to see Thandie Newton fucking naked because I had the hots on her, especially after the first time I saw Thandie Newton was in Mission Impossible 2 with Tom Cruise.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, who is this fucking sexy broad? And yeah, and she's like naked in
Yeah.
that show quite a
I
bit, and I was
I
like,
had a
damn,
crush on her when she was on ER. Like
yeah.
that's so bad.
She could
No,
use. I wish she'd gain a little bit of weight. Like I don't like my women when they get like she was never big, but she even got skinnier, and I'm like, damn, woman, like eat
she's
something.
gotten a lot thinner even. Yeah, she needs to
But she got a big rack for a skinny girl. Let me tell you.
I know she does.
Oh man, yeah. There's if you like Westworld because there's fucking dicks and tits and everything in that show.
Mhm.
It's not weird and raunchy, I suppose, or not so ancestral like fucking Game of Thrones. But yeah,
Oh, yes. They don't go that far. It's a whole different mind
Mm.
fuck. That's all I could say about Westworld.
Yeah. The Dark Crystal continuation that's coming to Netflix, and in July we got the continuation of Stranger Things, which I love that show. Excited for that to come back.
Mhm.
Saw the big rack for a skinny girl. Well, it's one of those things like sometimes you see these girls, and generally, if they're kind of skinny and they got really big racks, there's usually one of two things. Like either they're really endowed and just lucky, or they're fucking, they got fake ones, right? And I'm
Mhm.
not a big fan of the fake ones. I like a little droop, so I don't have to stoop, Yeah, I don't mind. Like some guys, like, ugh, you got I'd take a pair of saggy boobs any day than a pair that look like they're pointing at the fucking moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could definitely I don't know. I as a natural big boobied girl,
Hmm.
I prefer them over just even like I don't know, you can tell that they're fake and it always bothered me that you can see like how hard even just like I know they've gotten better nowadays, but you can
Yeah.
it's not the same.
I mean, there's girls that do have nice boob jobs. I like the ones where when they get them done and you have a hard time telling that they're done.
Yeah.
But if they're you see those bimbo ones and they got these giant watermelon sized ones and their fucking shirts like they're gonna explode. I'm like, who the fuck does that turn on? Like I
Somebody out
can't
there apparently.
like if me as much as I'd like to have a big ass dick. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine me getting an implant where the fucking thing was down to my knees. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, that's kind of annoying. I'd have to get customized jocks for that shit.
Right?
Satius, what's going on?
Just never
Oh
wear
man,
shorts.
Salty's an ass man. Salty likes the booty girls. Salty, you like what's her name then? Nicki Minaj. She got a pretty big booty, and what's her name? Fucking Kim Kardashian. Holy fuck, that's a wonker, man. Oh man, no, I'm more of a breast guy. I like tight ass and big breasts. That's always nice. And well, so I got a joke for you. How do you know when a woman's boobs are truly saggy? When they
How?
get out of bed before she does.
All I have is like an image of like a slinky.
Yeah, what was it? Some people says looks like a bowling ball hung up in a fucking in a pantyhose.
Oh man.
Oh man. Anyway, we are way off topic here. But I love it. I love it. That's what I love about this podcast. This fucking shit goes all over the place. Slinky, slinky. Everyone loves a slinky. It goes upstairs, it climbs in chairs. A slinky's a wonderful thing. Oh fuck! I'll stop singing now before we lose all of our subs. There's 27 fucking amazing people watching. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart and probably the bottom of Primal's boobs.
Yes. I do. Sorry, I'm still slinking. No, it is great, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying us, even though we do go a little off topic. But that's what our show is.
Ugh, the stinky slinky. That sounds like the last guy at the fucking at the football gangbang. Yeah, it's better to be the quarterback. He usually gets to throw it first. Last guy touches the ball, he's usually the motherfucker on the bottom. Oh, there you go. Oh man, let's let's roll right along here. We got like I said, lots of topics to get into, all that good shit. Well, let's talk about that whole Death Stranding thing since we kind of mentioned a few minutes ago. Obviously, it had a release. I don't know. Did we even talk about this last week? Because I can't remember. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. Salty was on the show last week with us, by the way.
Right. No, we had talked about how funny it would be. You had mentioned how funny it would be.
Yes,
if
I
the
talked about how funny it would be. How about that? Prime, you heard it right here. I made a prediction last week how funny it would be if the collector's edition came with a fetus in a jar, and the next fucking day it was unveiled. There was a fetus in the jar. So it was unveiled on Gaming After Dark here first. You heard it on this podcast, and everybody's fucking laughing. I think it might have been Crispy or somebody that brought it up to me in a fucking Twitter and said, "Noof, you called it, bro." And I was like, "God damn, I did. I called the fetus." I was laughing to kill myself, man. Honest to Jesus. Look, I gotta say, and probably maybe agree. Is that not? I don't know if it's cool. It definitely goes down as one of the weirdest fucking collector's editions I've ever seen.
Yeah, like I thought the whole Rage 2 collector's edition thing was kind of like fucking weird. But this is really fucking weird. Like I want to touch it. Is it like actual fluid? Like I want to I want to unbox it and I want to touch it.
Oh man.
Is it like I don't know.
It's a new baby, says Lady Fox. Oh god. Oh well, that's just the thing. All I can think about is like I picture, God rest his soul, someone like Xbox Addict or these guys who used to have these amazing collections. Well, actually, he was an Xbox guy, not a PlayStation. But can you imagine like one of these guys who have these fantastic Xbox collections, and you're walking in and you see or a PlayStation, and you see Kratos up on the shelf, and you see Sackboy, and you see Crash Bandicoot. You see 100 of these iconic characters, and all of a sudden you walk over and it's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, if you didn't know any better, you'd be walking the fuck right out. Like
I can bet you somebody's gonna go, is that fucking real? Like, man, are you sick? Like, are you hanging outside the abortion clinic or something? Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Going through their trash can.
Trash can babies. Fuck. Oh my god. I saw like it's just like, so the game is going to be weird when the collector's edition got people going, what the F? Seriously, right? Supersonic Station is in the chat. What's going on, Supersonic? Jeff and Kojima finally had their baby pre-order. I know, man. Baby shower at the VGAs. No, the wedding's coming up at the VGAs too, bro. When they announced that that's the game of the year. Oh man.
Oh fuck! Can you?
Yeah. Well, here's the hypocritical side. Remember when Xbox had that fucking doll a while back? And then they were making fun of Xbox fans forever because of that fucking Xbox doll. And
Yeah,
now
it got
they're,
Jago in a whole world of trouble.
yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Jago having to defend himself because he's talking with the fucking doll, and now like some of the same people that shit on Xbox people for that are like, oh my god, I gotta get this
God, I
fucking
need
baby in a jar thing.
this. Well, I just had a horrible thought. Like, what if they did show, like, if Sony did show at E3, and they were just throwing fetuses into the crowd? How do you think that would go?
Oh, baby keychains or something, right? Little fucking dude in a jar, and you're like hanging it off your neck the whole fucking time, and probably lights up.
Oh my god! And it probably plays the fucking flute.
Oh,
Oh
could
my
you?
god!
Yeah, could you imagine if it's in this little you like fucking baby keychains, and basically when you walk it starts to light up, because it
Holy
senses movement or
shit!
some shit. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy?
But you know what?
Oh,
They're they're kind of smart on playing with that because in the original trailer where they showed the baby inside of this is so weird. The baby
you know
inside
what?
of him, it got attention and it got some traction. So for them to have a collector's edition with this, it makes me wonder how many fetuses will we be dealing with in Death Stranding? Like, I don't know.
Oh man, you know what? Honestly, I think they have a perfect promotional partner though. They should team up with FedEx and fucking Pizza Hut and do these things.
Oh my god! Well, you wouldn't put a for some reason. I like you wouldn't have a fetus in a pizza.
Fucking fetus pizza.
Oh,
Oh, fucking. It'd be funny to the FedEx guys like we deliver and they show a picture of the fucking thing up on the picture of Norman Reedus up on the side of the fucking vans with his little jar.
oh my god.
Oh
That'd
my
be
god.
so fucking fantastic.
Well, yeah, fiddly diddly. Somebody mentioned my name. Yeah. It's finally fucking happened. Shit's hit the fan. Sony gone off the rockers because we got Death Stranding. Now we got Norman Reedus and his traveling fetus. He's going around promoting his game with a little tiny baby in a jar, or throat babies, as some people call them. And he's there, and I don't know what the fuck the whole point is, but apparently that little prick in the jar, he fucking sees all the dead people and shit. I think he keeps Norman Reedus from fucking dying. Now, I saw Salty's Gaming's video the other day, and my Jesus, I laughed so fucking hard, I think the fucking popped a hemorrhoid in my ass because he made a video and it got demonetized all because you had Norman Reedus running around in a circle with some weird ass fucking circus music, and it was funny as motherfucking fuck. Let me tell you, I think I swallowed half of my fucking dentures laughing at that video. My God, fetus in a fucking jar, and you guys saying the Cletus is fucking weird. I mean, fuck, I fucked a pig in my day, but I never brought no babies around in fucking jars. I mean, I got jam in jars. You want to come on my house? We have some fucking grandma's fucking stinky ass feet jam, but no fucking babies in jars here, guys.
But honestly, look how far we've come in gaming.
I know. I mean, I suppose. Look, I'll give it points. It's original. It definitely is. It's definitely a collector's edition that will get noticed if you have it. If you're brave enough to put it out on your fucking top shelf. It's like I might get the game. I haven't said I won't get the game, but I don't think I want to splurge $200 or $300 on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I hope they do a midnight launch because that'd be interesting. Sitting back in my car with my coffee, watching people coming out of the store with this big ass box. Be like, I got the fetus edition. Be like, yeah. The Benny Hill music, my God, that was fucking funny. Shout out to Salty, man. I love it when people do those little parodies and shit like that and little things just to be, witty and funny. It wasn't a knock on the game, but of course he got a lot of hate for it because you're not allowed to poke fun at something. But that's interesting because that's going to segue us into one of our next topics as well here in a second. But Death Stranding, guys, November 8th. If you're interested in it, it looks cool. I want to see more about it. I'm sure we probably will in the fall. Obviously, they're going to want to show off a bit more of that game before it comes out, stuff like that. So, but that we're going to segue into our next big topic, and this is a subjective topic. Are PlayStation fans the worst? Now, a recent poll, I forget who did it. I was trying to track down the source for it, but it was on Twitter. Somebody legitimate did a poll, and it was about which company has the worst fans. I think they did it for certain games too, but in terms of the consoles, it was PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and PlayStation fans were voted the worst. Again, it's very subjective. because I'm sure like there's lots of Xbox fans out there voting that it's PlayStation, and PlayStation fans are voting that it's Xbox, and vice fucking versa. I think fans are great, fanboys, and I mean, I'm a fanboy to a certain degree, but I don't think I'm moronic about it. I hope I can get a second opinion on that. And I'm probably, you know me pretty well. I don't know how you would fucking sum me up there. Yo,
No, I'm here.
yeah, like, am I a raging fanboy or am I fairly even keeled?
No, you're kind of you're all over the place a little bit, to be honest.
uh,
You defend what it is that's there in that moment. It's not specifically because it's coming from
right.
a certain developer or from a certain console or anything like that. So no, I don't consider you raging. There's definitely people out there that are absolutely I don't even look at them as gamers
Yeah.
at all. Period. It's absolutely they're just shitty people.
Well, that's a good question. Let's go to the chat on this as well. What makes a bad fanboy? You know what I mean? Like to you, what are the no-nos? What is it? Something? I mean, a lot of us base a lot of it from what we see on social media, but we got to remember that while we're in like it feels like social media is always there. We're surrounded by it. At the same time, you got to remember that probably 80% of the gamers out there technically don't ever use fucking social media. They're not on Twitter all the time.
I
They're not
know.
following these videos. They're not listening to our podcast. They're gaming. We're the hardcore, so we're kind of in each other's face on a constant day.
Right.
So like what is it that signifies someone from being like a fan or a decent fanboy? Because a lot of us can be considered fanboys, especially when you fly the flag for a specific company or a piece of plastic, but we don't take it to that next level. So like Crispy Bomb says the personal attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Foxy said to me, I like what I like no matter the platform. She's totally right. I've got all the consoles. I can show them to you. I can show you my scores. And you see, I have a lot of videos out there promoting both brands. I stream on both consoles. I talk about a great game when I feel it's a great game, even if you disagree. Like I said, I've bought in almost every Sony exclusive out there that you can think of. The only one I didn't really like was Bloodborne. But I mean, I've got the Uncharted, I got the God of Wars, I got fucking Days Gone, I got Ratchet and Clank, I got fucking Gran Turismo fucking Sport, as crappy as that game actually is. I got the fucking Hot Shots golf games. I've Killzone. I've had almost every one of them. And if that fucking classes me as a PlayStation hater, then goddamn, I hate to see what a PlayStation lover is. But I totally agree that the hate, especially like when people jump on your timeline and fucking, just to prove a point,
Yeah.
and they go on with the shit. And the people that keep their quote unquote receipts, okay, fuck you all. Okay, fuck you all. Because if that's the kind of games you like to play, is going around and copying people's conversations and trying to remember what the fuck somebody said 5 fucking years ago,
Oh,
get a fucking life. You
so
can tell me to get a life. You fucking get a fucking life. You know what I
I
mean?
know all
Like,
the screenshots and
you
shit like
know,
that from like 10 years ago from what we said.
like those shithead fans that dug like what 10 years back into fucking James Gunn's fucking social media history to fucking get him kicked from fucking Marvel Studios so he didn't make um Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, get a fucking life, people. Come on, right? You know, Actually, and Foxy, great. Like, she's an Xbox fangirl. She loves Xbox. She champions the brand, but you don't hear her raging. You don't see her on timelines calling people out.
No,
You don't
there's
fucking, I don't see you doing it, Primal. I don't see the people that are in this chat fucking constantly like, oh, like there was one guy on my Xbox fans list. Like, I finally stopped being friends with him. Like, I noticed he wasn't following me. And then I started to wonder, okay, what's going on? Maybe I said something he didn't like because I guess I wasn't kissing Microsoft ass enough for this guy.
Mhm.
So I took him up, I think, too. And like, I called him out. I said, dude, I said, every time you're an Xbox fan, but every time I see your fucking tweets, you're not even talking about the positive Xbox stuff. All I see is you trashing PlayStation constantly. Right.
Right.
And there's guys who do that the other way around too. They're PlayStation fans, but their whole fucking timeline is nothing but hatred on Xbox or Nintendo. They're not even talking. Oh, a good game comes out. They talk about it for 2 minutes, probably talk about the sales or how it got rated 10 out of 10. And
And
then it's,
it
oh,
doesn't
but
make
Xbox.
sense. And you know what?
Right?
And these people have probably had a total of 25 hours in a year of actual gameplay, if anything. And it always pisses me off about people talking shit about games that they've never even played or even looked into whatsoever, just because it's specifically on an exclusive on a console.
Hmm.
It automatically means it's horrible, and I'm totally done for debate. I will debate all day, but it has to be like a healthy debate. I don't mind going back and forth about things that are happening in a game, but the second you start putting me down and talking shit about me because of my preference, then there's no point. That means that you ran out of whatever material you could, and now you're taking cheap shots. And I feel like that's all that Twitter is lately, and any social media. It's all cheap shots.
Mm.
There's no actual facts or backing anything anymore.
Well, if you want to see toxicity, go hang out in the Xbox Nation podcast chat room. Okay, God bless Crap Gamer and all those guys that do that podcast. But if you hang out in that chat specifically, it's
Mhm.
like, oh my god, like I can't do it anymore. I got to listen to the pod, but I can't be in the chats because you're just the stupidity level. It
It's that
skyrockets. It goes way the fuck up, and just like I've always said, some of these favorite podcasters, you can love them, you can hate them, whatever. But you know what? If you don't like someone, just ignore them. You don't have to keep fucking throwing gas on the goddamn fire. That's all I'm saying, right? Just move along, go somewhere else, watch a different podcast, watch people you like. But yeah, I mean, PlayStation fans are the worst. Like, no, I don't know. Like, there's lots of shitty Xbox fans. There's lots of shitty Nintendo fans out there.
I
Right?
think with Sony fans, they kind of have. I don't know, and it could be because Sony came out first before Xbox did. It could be some type of like elitist, like we were here first. We know what to do. And yes, Sony does have a good formula for single player games. And I don't understand why people can't just separate the differences between the systems. There's clearly a difference. There's your single player games, there's your multiplayer games. That's why a
Yeah.
lot of the Xbox fanboys, the Xbox take shots are like, oh, one and done games. Okay,
Mm,
that's what Sony does. They make single player games that have a story like that. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why people just can't
exactly.
have things be how they are. If you want to do single player, get a PlayStation. If you want multiplayer, get an Xbox. If you want to do both, get both.
And
It
there's plenty
really
of
is.
single player in Xbox too, but it's just because they're not bangers and they're not scoring 10 out of 10s and people aren't raving about them, every fucking 5 seconds, that
Uh-huh.
somehow they don't matter. Heck, you can play single player in Gears of War, and that campaign to me is as good as almost anything I played on
Yeah.
PlayStation, but it's not a story based, it doesn't have 5 hours of fucking cutscenes.
Right.
Uh, you know,
No, it just I don't know. People just it's always been that way for me with the three major systems, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. They each have their own place in the gaming world, and it
mhm.
just depends on what you want to play. Play all three of them. There's no reason for you
let,
to hate on one.
let me tell you this much, Primal. I once made a remark about anime, and Jesus, I learned my lesson. I
Oh,
thought I was going to have my throat cut.
don't do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't for some reason. For
I made a crack one time on anime, and I'm telling you, but I think it was the worst attack I've ever had on fucking on social media from any of the fans. It outrivaled anything any of the PlayStation people have said to me, or vice versa. It was fucking. I don't even know what the fuck it was. I don't even care. I just know it. It was like, well, it's the last time I even tried to make a joke about that shit because these fuckers they go off the deep end. God damn.
yeah, no, they're serious. That is their life. Well, I guess you could say the same thing about Xbox, but or I'm sorry, not Xbox, but just gaming in general. That is some people's lives. Is probably why there's an addiction and why we all have to go to AA. But it's just no, but and anime fans, they're very hostile. You don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Just remember, you're never going to hear an Xbox a supposed Xbox fan look at us and admit, yeah, I'm a worst fan ever, right?
No,
Right?
and you made a really major, like a big point. A lot of the hardcore gamers and the people that are actually playing are not on social media and they're not on Twitter. I have a decent rapport with the Xbox Live community on the Xbox, and not a single one of them fuck with Twitter or
Hmm.
Facebook or anything else.
Yeah,
They're busy playing games.
Absolutely.
They don't give a shit what
And
what.
we've got more reasons to be happy about gaming than we've ever did. You know, we got more console options, we got more games than ever before. They're just coming at us left, right, and center. I've said this time and time again. I think too many games is actually a bad thing because now we're dividing our time and attention through so many products that our backlogs are now not even just big, they're fucking out of control in most cases. I mean, the only way if you're keeping up with your backlogs and you got as many games as I do, or Randall Four, or anybody else that buys a shit ton of fucking games,
Mhm.
then either you know how to do time management fucking crazy, or you have no other life that's consuming you. Because if you got a family or relationships and a fucking job, and you're still conquering game after game after game, kudos to you. I'm jealous as fuck, but man, like I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't.
can't do it. I don't get it. I don't know how people do it. Oh, I finished this game. They just bought it like 3 days ago. You know, finish this game. What the fuck? Like there's people that had fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 fucking finished in the first, I
You know,
think, 48 hours or some fucking shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I'm not even at a chapter 1 yet, you know?
I don't get everybody. Some people that I guess that is their enjoyment to just run through as fast as you can and beat it. But for me, like I take it in. I want to be able to enjoy as much as I can. I want to touch every wall, make sure I have everything I can get. Um, it's just I don't know. People don't play like they used to anymore. They don't actually take. Like, do you know how much hard work it took for them to do that just for you to beat it in like 6 hours? I
Yeah,
just
and some of these people, like, yeah, good point. Because some of these people not only beating the game, but they're beating it and they're getting 1,000 achievement score and they're getting platinum trophies. I'm like, what
thanks,
the
Maka.
flip?
The
Like,
damn Maka guides.
oh, fucking mock up here. Yeah, like fucking just conquering all these games. I'm like, I think I've got about 100% completed games in my whole fucking backlog, and probably one of them is The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? You get the 1,000 just for
Yeah.
beating the fucking game. But yeah, like for me, is like I'm just not that into it. That no matter how much I love the game, like playing Gears, like you know that one. What was it? Remember there was Seriously 2.0.
Fuck yeah. Do you know
Did you ever get it? You probably did.
yeah, of course I did. But what I did was I got so close. I think I needed maybe 800 more, and I did actually farm a level. It's the one where you were riding the Brumach and you just mowed down all the fucking locusts. I did that for maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 hours straight until until I got my achievement. But yeah, that was it wasn't easy for me to even get to that point. I had to
Yeah,
put in so much damn time. It was absolutely outrageous.
yeah,
But people will do it in a day.
yeah.
They'll figure out how to do it, and then I don't know.
Well, you know, shout out to Iceman in the chat. I know he conquers a lot of his games. I know he's plowed through Mortal Kombat on Xbox and on PlayStation, so he's playing on multiple consoles. And I want to make it very clear. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying I'm not calling anybody out on it. I'm just saying I'm jealous. I'm actually jealous because I wish I could somehow have an attention span long enough to do that, or could find the
Mhm.
time to fucking do it.
Oh, I can't do that shit
So
anymore. I
yeah,
used to be able to stay up 72 plus hours playing Gears non fucking stop. That's all I did because I worked from home and I worked on my own hours and I decided not to have any hours. And that's all I did was fucking play. I can't do that shit anymore. And I don't
you
even
got to
think
work hard to
if
buy
I
games. That's the thing. You got to work hard to buy the fucking games, and then you don't have enough time to play the fucking games,
exactly.
right? Or like I said, I know for a fact my wife's very lenient when it comes to me playing games. But if I came home from the minute I got in the house and started a game and I was at it till 12 and 1 in the night, and fucking I ignored her like fucking 6 to 7 days a week, she would let me have it. I'd probably be divorced already. You know what I mean? I have to, but anyway, I'm getting off topic. We're talking about fucking fans. All I'm going to say at the end of the day, there are shitty fans on every fucking corner. Okay. It just depends on how you look at them. Some are worse than others. Again, stay away from the personal attacks. Don't troll people's timelines and their fucking videos. As your mama used to tell you, if you got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. Just fucking move along and save yourself the heartache and the fucking trouble. Like, I don't know what it is, but the really hardcore asshat fans, they just got to make it a point to get their 2 cents in. If they don't like what you're saying, they got to make sure that they tell you they don't like what you're saying. And then as expect as if you're going to change your mind and say, I'm so sorry you didn't like what I said. You know, Like I said, and a lot of it's attention too. They want attention because I noticed the best way to get rid of most trolls in the fucking chat rooms is just ignore them. Don't fucking start talking to them. Ignore them. Eventually, when they ain't getting attention, you know what? You either block them and you leave, or you just ignore them completely. And eventually, they give up. They say, "Well, this is not happening. The guy's not showing me any love, so I got to go." Right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like
So.
bullies.
Shannon Lovely, what's happening, girl? How you doing? Yeah, Jago Kukin's in the house. What's going on, Jigs? All right. Man, Jake, I think my fucking ears are still ringing from So Shady last night, dude. Dude's awesome, but holy fuck, he's like Mooch when he gets in the game room with you. Just going on. All right. I guess I'm loud too sometimes, but yeah. Let's get into some more topics. That one's kind of out and about. And again, that one's totally subjective, that sort of thing. Let's talk about best E3 deals. Now, usually around this time of the year, there's all sorts of deals in gaming. Primal, have you seen anything yet? Or anyone in the chat, have you guys seen anything so far? I know Xbox usually has like the big E3 specials, and as well as PlayStation usually have their so has anybody seen anything yet that's been like, wow, that's awesome? I do have to say, kudos to Sony. They're doing well. Actually, there's 2 new custom consoles. I'll get your take on that. Microsoft's got this really awesome, cool looking purple fucking console, an S, and PlayStation's got this like a platinum. It's like it's almost like a metallic console coming out for their play days. That comes out, I think, on the 7th. Microsoft, I'm not sure when theirs comes out. I think it also comes out this weekend. So give us your take on have you seen them, Primal, these colors?
Actually, no, I haven't. I'm trying to look for them right now.
Yeah, they got if you go to Microsoft, Xbox.ca, I'm pretty sure it's a Fortnite bundle. It's the S, not the X, and it's purple. It's really cool looking purple. It's really dark. It's not like that weird purple that the fucking GameCube came out as.
Yeah,
No, this one's like a nightshade purple, sort of like that controller they had a while back, I think.
Okay, yeah, no, I see it. It's pretty cool considering that it's Fortnite, I guess. But
Awesome. Yeah, and then Sony's got one again. It's a PlayStation Slim, and it's like a metallic, and it looks really fucking cool, actually. Man, I wish Xbox Pope had all these fucking his consoles coming out. Fuck, I'd be buying Xboxes left, right, and center. I'd have more Xboxes and games probably right now if I was buying Xbox Pope stuff. Jesus, this stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Jago, like, fuck that purple console. Microsoft got the purple nurple going on here.
I think it's a pretty cool color. It's probably one of my favorite purples. I absolutely love purple. So,
well, you know what? It's gonna sell because it's purple. It's different, and it comes fucking with Fortnite bundled in too. And that's still the rage these days. So, if nothing, collectors will buy it, and fucking probably lots of kids that are, like I said, doing the fucking dirty towel or whatever you call it. So, So, as far as I know, I think the S is an S, a purple S that's supposed to come with the Fortnite. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure that's what I saw, but I could be wrong in that. Yes. Yeah, man, we were talking about E3 earlier. We kind of talked about our opinions. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say at this point. A lot of it's speculation. A couple of the days we're going to fucking know. Brian F., what's going on? He says Fortnite sucks. You know what? I'm going to have to agree, bro. You know what? Like, I just can't get into it. I won't say it sucks. I never played it. It's not fair for me to say it sucks, but I'm just not my bag, man. It's not my bag.
I tried like 2 matches and I uninstalled it immediately. Like I had some fun when I played it when it originally came out, and it had like its own original like horde mode type thing against whatever it is that you're fighting, and you had to like build your territory, shit, blah blah blah, and survive. Like that was cool. And then the whole battle royale thing just took over and kind of killed it for me. I never went back. I don't think anybody actually does play the fucking campaign at this point anymore.
Hey, Jago, you know what would be fucking funny with PlayStation should come up with a customized PSVR bundle, and the fucking motion controllers are flesh colored. That would be fucking hilarious. They'd literally be like the real dildo sticks then, wouldn't they? Flesh colored fucking dildo stick for the PSVR. There you go. There's a seller for you right there. You know what throws me out? The biggest thing that throws me off with fucking with Fortnite is all the wacky animations and shit, and then the fucking building stuff as you're shooting people. That shit just loses me. Every time I see people playing that and a dude shooting at you and all of a sudden dude builds a house in 5 seconds, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not. I can't even play Minecraft, so how the fuck am I gonna play that?
Bilbo sticks. I said dildo
Oh
sticks.
my
You said
god,
Bilbo. That's still
there is
funny.
actually a porno called Lord of the G String, and it's dildo baggins or something like that you have to go and yeah, there was anyway, sorry, that was off track. It just it reminded me of that. But if you do want to watch a Lord of the Rings porno, look up Lord of the G Strings.
There you go. Lord of the G Strings. Check that one out. Primal said it right here. That's it.
Need some
We're gonna have to get a new
porn.
segment every week where fucking Primal recommends like the top 3 porn of the week to watch or something. There's only like a billion of them, so she'll never run out of content. That's for sure.
Right? Pretty sure I've seen them all.
This one's good, and this one you need to steer clear of. If you have a horse fetish, it might be okay. Oh man.
Oh man, that actually reminds me. Anyway, we'll save
ahead.
that for another show. But yeah, that reminded me of something.
Well, you won't remember it on another show. You forget. So go ahead, tell us.
I think I mentioned this before, but I was cleaning out a buddy of mine's computer because he needed help, like making room. It's like back in the day where computers had no like storage whatsoever.
Right.
And I said, "Are you cool with me going through your folders?" He's like, "Yeah, I have nothing to hide." And I go through his folder, and what do you know? There's some chick getting railed by a horse. So I was like, "Okay, well, I don't think I was supposed to see this. I'm gonna go put that there." I'm like, "All right, buddy, you're good."
Well, my question is, after she's had the fucking horse, can she ever go back to regular again?
Oh my god, I don't know, but it was just like it's one of those things that just stays with you, which you don't want it to, type thing. Like I can see it right now, and it's very unfortunate.
Oh, there you go. Woo, man. Damn. All right, let's see what other stuff. Well, let's talk about Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Speaking of things that are sometimes like horseshit, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Didn't we play this one already? No, we did not. Infinity Ward is back. It looks like they're back in a big way. Something that fans have been clamoring for years. Looks like it's finally come true. Yes, fucking Activision allowed one of their studios to build a Call of Duty game on a new fucking engine. And you know what? It looks really damn good. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Eve, have you seen the trailer? And if so, where's your excitement level at for this now?
I have seen this trailer, but it's Call of Duty. That's the thing. I have such a repetitive Call of Duty type rampage roads drilled into my head. Like it's just Call of Duty. It's just Call of Duty. It's just Call of Duty. If this Call of Duty goes back to how Call of Duty was magical, plus bringing in something a little refreshing, then maybe I might be interested in it. But it's Call of Duty and it's Modern Warfare. Didn't we have Modern Warfare? But no.
So Call of Duty, the equivalent to you is like you trying to, get to your happy place with a guy, and then all of a sudden he lets go a big fart. It kind of just takes the wind right out of your sails, right?
Shit happens.
Well, as long as the shit's not happening on you.
Right. There you go.
Sorry, dear. I just got a little loosey-goosey down there, and I think you got a brown streak running down your leg. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Well, hey, if a girl has to queef during sex,
I can feel a story coming on.
I have stories for days.
I bet you do.
But no, college. It would be great for them to actually freshen the entire series once again. It would be great to start once again ground up, and especially on a new engine. I won't say anything negative about it because I'm always gonna hope that games do well no matter what game it is. But it's Call of Duty. That's the only thing. I would have to let it go and see like how either if my friends are gonna be playing it or if it's something that's really changed. This is something I'm not like, oh man, I gotta get it. I have no excitement for that whatsoever. It's just something I would have to keep an eye on.
Well, apparently the trailer, I think, in just a couple of days has been watched by something like 30 million people or over 30 million at this point, which is fucking Unbelievable. So somebody is either interested in Call of Duty or they fucking hate it enough that they watch it all the time. It's one of the two. But either which way, you can't deny that Call of Duty is the original phenomenon. Much like Halo set the world afire when it came out, Call of Duty is and continues to be, one of those games that comes out each and every year that's pretty much guaranteed to be in the top 3 or 5 games, if not number one. And I have a funny feeling that this game is going to be a return to form, sort of a return to the franchise. Like I said, here's what I take away from it. First of all, the trailer was magnificent. The graphics looked amazing. You could definitely tell, like I said, it's being built on a different engine now. The textures and quality and animation system just look better. And, they're gone back to the modern warfare era, which is awesome because I'm so over the World War eras. That shit's been done to death, and then they went and revisited again. And of course, then Battlefield just keeps at it. Here's World War One, World War Two. So we've been done to death. And like the thing with the old, while they're more historically, what do you say, efficient, because like the World War One, World War Two is sort of, at least loosely based around actual events and stuff that happened. Like I can't really get into those old ass guns, fucking shooting with one bullet at a time and stop and reload, and fucking dudes can run like 50 feet up to you by the time you're reloaded. Like that shit drives me nuts. But at least we're not modern warfare to the point now where we got the fucking jetpack jumping motherfuckers all over the roof and sliding up walls and all that shit. Like that's fucking done away with, thank God. Other thing, they're also getting rid of zombies. Some people love that zombies. I never cared for it. Honest to God, I haven't played zombies seriously since probably the first Black Ops game. It's just not my bag. Like I don't buy Call of Duty to play zombie games. I buy zombie games to play fucking zombie games. You know what I mean? Co-op is cool.
Popular.
It was popular. It was a huge selling feature, and that's a Treyarch kind of trademark where, this is an Infinity Ward game, and they want to concentrate on having the best multiplayer and the biggest maps this time. And the other cool thing, Primal, if you didn't know, is that they're doing away with the season pass. So I think all the maps are coming in the game this time for the $80, and it's campaign. Yes, baby, campaign. And yes, Crispy Bomb, please bring back Medal of Honor. That one that they made in 2013, was it the original when they had the reboot of the franchise and they went to Afghanistan? That game was fucking fire. I love that game. Some people would disagree with me. Multiplayer could have been a little bit tighter on that one and should have been a lot more to it, but that campaign was fucking fun. And I hope that EA makes that game back compatible because I will buy that in a heartbeat. That shit was fucking awesome, man. So you obviously I take it like you've been there, done that with COD, and COD is kind of like the ex-boyfriend's penis. Did its job once, but you ain't interested anymore, right?
Right. No, I don't know. I could always give it a second shot if it does me good. But the whole season pass.
Will it suck as much the second time?
Maybe if I just keep my eyes closed. I think that they'd actually even make more sales by including the season pass and having a campaign, because people will look at it like, oh, for $80, I get everything. Instead of being, I don't know, I could just see them doing better off that way.
Here's a lesson for you guys in life. Blowjobs are the only fucking thing that can suck constantly, and it's never a bad thing. There you go. Even a bad blowjob is better than no blowjob at all. Amen.
If Call of Duty was giving me blowjobs, if I had a penis, I'd be all over it.
It's going to come down and give you a little tickle clit. Huh? Oh, fuck. Awesome. Amen to that, baby. Amen to that. Yeah, campaign never been good at those type. Yeah, I love the campaigns. I'm glad it's back. That was a big fucking reason that I steered clear of Black Ops 4 like the plague, because as soon as he said no campaign, I'm like, you guys are cheaping out and you're charging us full price for this fucking game. That was the other thing, right? It's getting slapped in the face by Activision. Now they seem like they're waking up a little bit. And you know why Activision's starting to come around now? Because with Fortnite and Apex Legends being the big as they are, Call of Duty's not the same kid on the block anymore. They're starting to feel threatened for the first time in a while, and they're starting to see the microtransaction dollars go over to the other consoles. One, they're multi-plats, and they're super, super popular, and everybody's playing them. And, even when they came in with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout, it was hot for like a week, and then people went back to the other ones. So there is why Activision's finally going, shit, if we want to get those dollars, we better go back to doing things, right by our fans, or they will leave us for other products. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Amen to that. All right. Promo, did you have any other top? I think I've almost run through almost all the topics right now. So
No,
did
but
you
I
have
will
any
tell
other?
you, Call of Duty just made me tired.
Talking about Call of Duty made her tired. She's already
Oh my shit.
picturing the fucking waggle run for every fucking game already, right?
I'm picturing myself getting fucking shot in the toe by some dude hidden in a bush that managed to find its way into a tree that you had to cross a river over. And you had to step left of the rock to make sure that you get like whatever bullshit. Okay, I'm just over Call of Duty.
Well, here's one: Games of Gold versus the PlayStation Plus lineup for this month. What did you think of it? Are you familiar with both lineups, Primal?
Games with gold.
So we got NHL 19, Rivals of Aether,
Portal.
Portal. I think it's Portal something or another. It's got a name on it, but it's a Portal game. And
It's
Earth Defense Force 2017.
Mhm. Very underwhelming for me. I'm not really interested in any of them except for Portal, which I've already played. I don't know. It seems so weak, and I feel like that they're definitely putting all their guns into Game Pass, which would be smart because you have to pay for Game Pass. But I feel like ever since they ran out of all the Assassin's Creeds and um, just some of like all the gears and whatever, there's no more to give away. That they're kind of just picking at some of these random ass games,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's very disappointing to me.
Well, I think the biggest game on there, I guess to some people's opinion, is going to be NHL 19 because the game is fairly recent, right? And if you've never played an NHL game before, if you've been riding the fence on, now is a great time to jump on that because they are phenomenal sports games. But that's just it. I'm a huge hockey fan. I watch hockey, I play
Right.
hockey, but I have not been a fan of the video games. It's not that I don't like them. I find they're just so generic now. They're so focused on simulation aspects and they're so fucking long. Like I don't see the point in paying $80 for the exact same fucking game year in and year out. You know, like people can say, well, Call of Duty is the same game year. Well, no, it's not. It's built on the same engine, but it's a different campaign. It's different stuff. It's different maps. It's not exactly. But sports games literally are the fucking sports. Don't change like video games change. It's the same graphic engine. The premise doesn't change. You go down one end of the ice, you shoot and hope to score. You go up the other end of the ice, you shoot, you hope you score. Football, you
Right.
pass the
Yeah,
ball and
I
hope to go
used
100
to play
yards,
NHL,
right?
and then I ran out of people to play with, and then it just got boring. It was the same shit. It was the same moves over and over and over again. I wasn't doing anything special.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to see Chara all the way at the end from the Bruins because he's so
Mhm.
massive. That was probably like my favorite part
uh,
of playing at NHL. But yeah, other than that, like that.
boys are talking in the chat. NHL 94 was lit back. But see, back in the day, sports games were really something, right? Because, you pretty much had fighters and side scrollers, and then it was NHL 94, right? On the 16-bit days, it was like those were the days when sports games were something. Now, like, it's just so the same. NHL Hits, holy fuck, was that game cool. So I loved NHL Hits 2003. Fuck, I played the shit out of that on the GameCube, actually. But sorry, Prom, I didn't mean to cut it out, but go ahead, talk about what you're
No,
saying there.
right ahead. I'm agreeing with you with
But
what
the,
you're saying. Yeah.
the surprise here with this is NHL 19, like I said, that's a cool game. But it's kind of weird because what does that say? Like, because this is the first time that I can recall EA putting one of their premier sports titles in a games with gold ever.
Yeah,
So that's kind
especially
of weird.
something
Is like,
that's, like, so late. Like,
is
it one
hockey
one of
not
the
selling that good? Is that what it is? Did this game kind of fall flat on its face this year that sales were pretty dismal? Because I saw discounts on NHL 19 faster than I've ever seen on any other version of this game. And, and like a game, I'm hearing that NHL 19 is as good or better than any of the games that came prior to, and that's phenomenal. But for me, like I barely even touched NHL 18, so I don't even see the point in me downloading it. What am I going to download it for? Because it's free and then I won't play it. Like that's just a waste of my hard drive space, right?
Wait, shouldn't
I don't
be
know,
an
Spider Man.
EA access be doing.
I don't recall them ever doing a free NHL game on Games of Gold. Anybody else in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember ever there being a free EA game ever. Well, not EA games, but EA sports games on
Yeah,
Games of Gold.
they're all in their vaults.
And if they were, I'm pretty sure they weren't like the recent version. They would be like a year or so back. But
This is very
I'm pretty sure we've seen sports games like NBA. I think we might have seen one of the 2K games before, but not the NHL or Madden or FIFA. Not to my recollection. They're on EA Game Access or EA whatever the fuck you call it, EA Access. They're there, but they're not on games with gold, right? This is what I'm saying. So, like to me, it begs the question: did that game just not sell really well this year? That they somehow scored a deal and give it to everybody. So EA is just like,
Right.
well, we got to pad this game before the new one comes out. We might as well give it away. I don't know. It's not a bad as far as the other ones. Rivals Aether don't have any fucking clue about the game, so I don't even comment. Portal, if you like those sorts of things, and Spider-Man will know I fucking hate puzzle games. So the last thing I need to do is play fucking Portal and be swearing all night. And the Earth Defense Force 2017, I heard of these games, but they don't fucking excite me the least bit. So yeah. So what's your take on the other ones, Primal?
I don't really give a fuck.
There you go.
I just like Portal.
She don't really give a fuck.
I'm a puzzle person, and Portal is definitely one of my favorite ones.
I
I
don't
really
know.
enjoyed Portal 2 as well.
You
But
know you like Portal because you like sticking things in holes.
yes, I do. I like holes in and out and in and out.
One in the door, one in the floor, one in the ceiling. Come back for more.
I'm more of a two. Never mind. I can't. I'm losing steam, Noof.
One in the crotch, one in the
No,
rear.
I was gonna say 2 in the stink, 1 in the pink kind of girl.
What was I saw the other day? Somebody had on Twitter was something about if your vagina takes 4 fingers, it isn't a vagina; it's now a fucking pocket.
Oh my god.
That was funny. I had to laugh at that one. Yeah. So I don't know. Games of Gold is again blah. And is anybody fucking even surprised anymore? They're saving all the good shit for Game Pass. That's where it's constantly going to go. They don't give a rat's fuck because nobody really cares at the end of the day. If you're on a budget and you don't have Game Pass, I guess all of these games and you don't buy many games. I guess that's the thing. If you don't buy a lot of games and you're not subscribing to Game Pass, then probably Games of Gold is a goddamn win-win every month for you. And I would suspect that actually is applicable to probably 70% of the Xbox fans out there that probably never played these games, never even heard of some of these games. And they're like, oh my God, I got 4 awesome games again. And they're happy as fuck, right? Some people are easy to please. But for like a lot of us hardcore people that buy fucking games like day and date, it's hard to please us, and it's going to be that way. Even if they come up with 4 bangers up in there, a lot of times people are still complaining. Oh, I got that game. I got that game. You know.
Well, there's you, and then there's somebody else.
Well, sorry that you got the money to buy everything and fucking day one when it comes out, but not everybody has those fucking games, and they're going to be excited about them. You know what I mean? And as far as PlayStation, theirs is a little bit better. They only got 2, but I got to say Sonic Mania, that's a pretty good catch, and the game's not that old. If you love Sonic and you want to go back to the old school Sonic era and you haven't played Sonic Mania, you definitely need to play that game because it is phenomenal. It's like a throwback to the 16-bit days. The studio that built the game is not the original Sonic team. They're basically was made of a studio of a bunch of fans that really loved the old Sonic games and went ahead with Sega's permission. I think they made a build sort of like a Sonic mod, and then somehow they showed them what they could do, and they got permission to make a game and did phenomenal. The game is deadly. And lastly, Primal's going to love this one. The Borderlands Handsome Collection is free on PlayStation Plus.
Yes, which is, I think it should be on both systems at this point, especially if they're going to be trying to be promoting 3, which should also have a little something going on at E3, you would think and you would hope.
Yeah, I think they gave away Borderlands. Didn't they give away Borderlands 2 on Games of Gold at one point? I think it was just Borderlands 2, but I could be wrong.
Maybe. I think so.
Crazy Greek dude, what's going on, bro?
But still, with the entire Handsome collection, I just think that's such a gift. Yeah. I think everybody should be happy with that who has PlayStation Plus and should really enjoy that and download it now.
That's great timing with the new Borderlands just months away. I mean, what a great game to give away to get people sort of hyped and back into. If you never played a Borderlands game, this is the original looter shooter. This is the one that kind of started it going. But, Borderlands is known for its charm, its great characters, its stylized graphics, its millions of weapon modifications. It's a great little game. And the best thing I like about Borderlands, it's one of the rarities because you can actually play it with 3 co-op friends. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I miss those days. I still got to go through and finish up the remaster.
Absolutely. I still haven't beaten number 2 yet. I keep because I want to play it with friends. I just find that game was way better when you have someone to go through it with.
Mhm.
By itself, it feels like it drags a little bit. But when you got someone to blast through and kind of, help you along the way, the game is just takes on a whole new life of its own. Like everything's better with friends. I don't care which game it is. Even Gears. Gears is great on its own. But fuck, when you get a person to roll co-op campaign with you, fuck,
Oh
shit's
yeah, it's
happening.
completely different. It changes almost the entire game. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So go check out if you have both systems. I highly suggest you download at least a few of those. PlayStation's is definitely better than Xbox's lineup, in my personal opinion. But hey, we're getting used to that by now, aren't we?
Mhm.
Like I said this months ago. I live by it. I was probably the first person. And the day that Game Pass came, I said, "This is going to spell basically the end of games with gold because we're not going to get a
Oh
lot of good
yeah,
games."
all the good shit is in Game Pass right now. But at least like they're actually giving you good shit. There's some decent quality games in Game
Game Pass getting some great stuff, but fucking games of gold's been a little bit like when you see it, you don't really even get excited. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
maybe like it should. If you're like, unless you own all the games, okay, that's a you problem, right? But if you don't own the games and you're looking at the lineup going, eh, like nothing's even like getting you floating your boat at all, like then you know, okay, that's a pretty shitty lineup. If you've got games on you never even fucking heard of, like this fucking Aether game, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, damn. But again, I guess free games. You don't technically pay for them. You pay for your subscription, but they're bonuses. So there you go.
right.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. I'm going to give the victory to PlayStation Plus this month. Primal, yourself, probably the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
I also play the PlayStation Plus, even though I do.
Yeah.
I love Portal, but even just the handsome collection alone is pretty freaking amazing to have. So I'm going with
All PlayStation needs to do now is have some PlayStation Puss. Oh yeah. I've been down for that little PlayStation Puss. What's on the PlayStation Puss this week? Yeah, let's go. All right. Let's get into your question, Promo, before we get out of here. We're over an hour and a half into the show. It's been a phenomenal chat. As always, we've had nearly 30 in here tonight. Some people have dogged out early, but that's cool. We appreciate you coming in for 1 minute, or if you're here for the whole fucking time, you're greatly appreciated. I hope I give everybody a shout out so far. If I fucking missed you, I apologize in advance. I've tried to make sure I've been keeping up with the chat, and I think we've nailed everybody so far. But if I haven't said or given you an acknowledgement on this podcast, say fuck you, noof. We'll get to you. Crispy Bomb, I'm pretty sure I said your name. Spider-Man, definitely, because he's always here. Doggy Dog, what's going on? These guys still hanging out with us. But let's get to your question, Promo. I won't delay any further. I'll shut my big yap and let you take the crap.
All right, tonight's question is: what is the most disgusting thing that was done or said to you, could be but from a stranger, friend, family member, any uncomfortable, awkward, gross moment that you've
There you go. Great question for the chat. If you want to care to elaborate, what's the most? You repeat it again, Promo.
Okay. What is the most disgusting thing that was ever said or done to you by somebody else? That's what I want to know. Like something that just was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my God, this is gonna make me sick type thing. What is the most disgusting thing that's happened to you?
There you go.
I have quite a few.
All right. Well, you don't have to get into if you can save those for another time. We'll have that. We'll have that as a running segment. The most
Right.
disgusting things that happened to Primal. Sounds like she's got a lot of stories. But you use your question. You take it away. Let's. I'm going to shout out the chat before we go here. Timothy Dixon, yes, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, brother. You are fucking phenomenal. Draven Arrow, thank you, man. We appreciate you being here. Iceman. There you go. Iceman starts us off. He said someone threw up on it. That's pretty fucking
Oh,
disgusting.
yeah, that might
And it
win.
depends on the scenario. Like sometimes just somebody throwing up in you is bad enough, but if it's throwing up, during a heated moment, maybe a moment that should have been romantic, and someone throws up, yeah, that's a double spoiler. But you
Oh,
go ahead, Primal. Yeah.
Iceman wins. But no, I've had some gross stuff happen to me here and there. I used to work at a graveyard shift at a convenience store, and there's a couple that came in. They were clearly intoxicated, and this girl kept saying how bad she had to pee, and I had to go and unlock the door for her. And her slow ass took the longest time to get to the door, and for some reason, my key wouldn't unlock it, like it was jammed inside the lock. So she decided to stand as close as possible next to me and started pissing all over the place, all over my shoes and pants. It was the most vile thing. And then to top it off, she just walks away and continues shopping. I'm
Oh.
just like, I'm just like, what the fuck just happened to me right
So
now?
go ahead. You were holding a door and she like just explain it again.
Okay, so I was trying to unlock the door, and she
Mm.
stood as close as possible to me, where her piss just started coming out and like spraying things. She was wearing like these like super tight leggings with a skirt on, and it was just it was a horrible moment. I got pissed on by a grown woman.
And was she drunk or she just
Oh,
like did she not say I'm sorry? Did she not know where she's
oh,
pissing? Like
I didn't get any apology. And her boyfriend is just like, whatever, as he goes and he looks at candy bars and shit. I'm
what the?
just like, what the fuck is wrong with
Okay, so the PCP was definitely rolling through her brains that day, right?
I must have been, but that was just,
Jeez.
for some reason, I can't get that out of my mind. It was just horrible.
Yeah, that's gross and very weird. Definitely highly on the weird, gross and weird. Do you have another story then you'd like to tell us?
um, I don't know. I just there's gross shit happening all the time. There were in when I lived in Virginia Beach, there was
Mhm.
like these lizards everywhere, and one of them scared me, and I slammed the door on it, and all of its guts were coming out, but it was still alive, and it was running around the house, and I didn't know what to do, and it was just a horrible, disgusting moment trying to chase this damn fucking half.
Ugh.
Like I don't know. It was just wrong, gross.
Well, Lunch Bizzle almost made me throw up in my mouth in that comment. Watch his buddy eat a used earplug out of an ashtray for $5. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross. I know. You ever seen that show, Dr. Pimple Popper? Holy. Bleh. Man, there's a lot of stuff that's
No,
gross,
why
but
did you
nothing.
say that? Why did you say that?
Nothing as gross as that fucking show. Watching them squeeze out fucking white heads and black heads that have been stuck in somebody's skin for eternity, and they come out like giant
Shit
worms.
like that. Not even that, but some of them come out like fucking cottage cheese.
Yes.
It's the most
Ugh.
disgusting.
And it's like, how is all of that shit in your face? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I've seen that. It comes out and it's just like, yeah, like somebody squeezing fucking cheese squirt. It's like, ugh.
Oh, it's so gross. I feel so sick right now.
Lunchbox wins. So far, Lunchbox is pretty fucking. That's pretty gross for $5. I don't know. You had to pay me more than $5 to go eat some of these dirty ass out of an ashtray too, no doubt, right? Like, fucking, can I get any grosser? Ugh. It's gonna tell me somebody eating a fucking tampon or something. But speaking of, if you want to hear my story, and I may have told this one on a previous podcast, but just before I left to come out to Alberta, I was with this older lady. She went, and she did tell me she was getting close to her, her period, right?
Mhm.
But she said, let's go ahead and, sex. And, I'm trying to make her feel good. And she said she did kind of warn me, but I didn't think it was like that close. So I'm going down. Of course, I'm giving her the good old, the wet ham sandwich treatment downstairs. And let's just say that, it became a little bloody down there while I was downstairs. I just remember something fucking clumpy in my fucking mouth and tasting that weird taste. And I was like, what the fuck? And I got up and I was just about ready. That was it for me. I was done. Obviously, well, I wasn't going back downstairs for seconds. You know what I mean? But it was. Oh, it was nasty. It was gross. Yeah. To this day, I think about it. I'm like, Jesus. But whatever, man. Shit happens. It wasn't really her fault. It was one of those things. But yeah. Ugh.
It's like drinking
Ugh.
one of those, like coconut aloe drinks where it's like all chunky.
Oh yeah, this fucking ham sandwich is spoiled. I think there was a fucking infestation on that one. Jesus. Blech. New Flakes is beef raw and bleeding. Yeah, that one's definitely raw, right? Jeez. Oh man. It's like those people. There's two types of like these fetishes that I can't get. And that's the one with people in feet where they're like licking your toes because feet are the dirtiest, grossest things. I can't stand feet. What?
I don't know. Some people, I don't know. I've had it done to me, and I couldn't tell if I liked it or if I was more like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's something that I don't know.
Well, let's just say it's one thing if the person at least got out of the shower, their feet are relatively clean. But like if it was like we're just coming in off the street and it like goes nuts on your toes, and that's
No,
not
they
that's
have
here to
to
there.
be clean. I will not have my feet go into anybody's mouth or penile area without being clean. Like I refuse.
Absolutely. Yeah, because there's nothing, it's hard to be intimate when there's aromas fucking floating around that aren't so pleasant, right?
It's so
And I
weird.
don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody under the right circumstances stink. Everybody, right?
No,
If
I
you're
know.
gonna fucking sit there and tell me that every day in your life you smell like fucking a bed of roses, then you're full of shit because everybody's gaunch fucking stinks.
Right. No, and I completely agree with you. And it was so awkward because when the guy was doing it to my feet, he said, "This smells like brownies," and I don't know.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have said, "Oh, this stuff smells like fucking. It smells like last week's fucking deli cheese."
I'm like, okay, whatever.
uh,
Oh,
and the worst one is when you watch those fucking videos. The ones where they're shitting on each other.
oh my god, I've seen probably way too many than I needed to.
Ugh, I don't understand that. That just completely
But
baffles
there's
me.
just like there was one where this Asian chick took like this giant shit and she put it on a plate and then she picked it up and then she fucked herself with it and then she ate it. It was like it was
Oh, oh god. Woo! Well, boys, I think our show just made everybody churn tonight. So hope that you hope you're drinking a stiff drink and all that stuff. Brownie. I'm not watching those, boys. Trust me, I haven't seen one in years. But I have, I've seen videos of these fucking things, and I don't ever want to see one again. But yeah, crazy.
well, the
Yeah.
famous one was Two Girls, One Cup, but that wasn't real shit.
Hey, if you want to see lots of shitty podcast videos, just hang around YouTube long enough. It's a different kind of shitty, but they're all disgusting just the same. Raxel showers 3 times a day. Well, good for you, Raxel. You must be squeaky clean. You could probably eat a fucking bag of onions off of you right there. But thanks for coming out, Raxel. Appreciate it. There you go. Put some onions on your penis and have a suck day. There you go.
Oh man,
Onion rings. What?
I said onion rings.
Onion rings. That would be so fucking funny. Cut up a fucking onion and stick them all around. It's like, well, I hope you ain't a vampire because you ain't gonna suck for your hard right now.
Oh, I have so many horrible jokes going through my head right now. Vampire, and do you ever do you know what a vampire makes?
Oh fuck, man,
Yeah,
unbelievable. 2 girls, 1 cup. Boy, oh man.
sure, that's
This fucking chat's awesome too, man. I love it how they play right along with us and they get right into this show. But well, that brings us to the end of it. I hate to say it, but yeah, we're at the end, and we're looking to come back next week with a fantastic panel and lots of great opinions on the Microsoft E3 and the other ones that are happening next week. Unfortunately, we won't have any to. Well, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Sony will probably drop something next week, Eve. Like they're famous for dropping
yeah,
those last minute videos right before somebody else has their big conference. So
yeah.
you think Sony's going to go out completely quiet? I would, I'd say you're probably not. I'd be willing to bet they will have something that comes out between Sunday and Monday or some fucking thing that they're just like, hey, didn't forget about us, right? But yeah. Well, we will be back next Tuesday. Our show is going to be dynamite. We're going to round up a panel and come back with our post E3 impressions. But up until then, Sony will win E3. Well, yes, they probably already won it. Apparently they won it just by showing Death Stranding. So there you go, fetus babies for everybody.
You get a
Oh man.
fetus? You get a fetus?
Could you imagine they started the fucking show handing out fetus cookies?
Oh,
I could totally see that though.
oh my god, like a fetus dog?
Yes, be
Dog
like a fucking
fetus?
fetus cookie shaped like a chocolate chip cookie in the shape of feet. I could totally see them doing a promotion like that.
Oh my god, this damn fetus.
Yes, indeed. Norman Reedus and his traveling fetus. That is a game, folks. It is called Death Stranding. Go buy it. The FedEx simulator in person. I don't know. The game looks pretty interesting. Not quite sure about that 50-foot fucking ladder that comes out of his asshole, but you know. Well, it wasn't his asshole, but yeah, he had this Inspector Gadget backpack on. I was like, what the fuck? Fetus brownies. Man, oh man, we're all gone off the rest. But anyway, yeah, Gears 5. That's you had me right there. That's the show for me. Everything else after that is just secondary filler. As long as Gears 5 comes out and blows the fucking pubes off of my fucking balls, I am ready to roll, and I think it will. It might blow the pubes off of Primal too. I don't know.
If I had any.
There you go. Oh, she looks like Baird's head from Gears 4. She's running a Baird downstairs. You like that Coltrane? You like that Coltrane? Woo! This train runs on Coltrane. Woo! I love Coltrane. Fuck, I wish he was back more. He was awesome. Shaven, there you go. Shaven, that stirred. All right, that's the way to get a wax. Yes, indeed. Yes, I should probably go for a wax. I could use a good fucking ass waxing. Jesus, like fucking Chewbacca back there. Primal's like, bleh, bleh.
No, I'm thinking of previous conversations that we've had. I don't want to think about them.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about the gross stuff.
See, our fucking audience is almost split in half. We got into this section of the show and they went, oh, they're gone. But anyway, everybody's been phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough. Guys, girls, everybody's come out and been a part of this show. As I said, whether it's for 1 minute or you've been here the whole fucking 2 hours, pretty much, you are fantastic. We will definitely see you again next Tuesday. Let everybody know where they can find you, how to get a hold of you, Primal, and maybe catch up and play a game. We should, I've been saying this. I said this to Mooch. I would love to get a Saturday night Gears game or something going because I think it'd be really cool to get some community people together this Saturday and fucking do a pre-E3 Gears 4, whether it's fucking Horde or we're playing private match. I think that would be dynamite. I would love to get a good turnout for it. So keep that in mind. And if I can round up enough people, we'll make it happen this Saturday.
All right, that actually sounds pretty good. I have the entire weekend pretty much free, except for like I should be able to play on Saturday for a little while, but not the whole night. And then I'll be celebrating my kid's 12th birthday. I can't believe this monster came out of me. It is absolutely ridiculous. But it's not like she walked out or anything.
Oh, that would be funny. Just opens up the doors. So the drapes are open and the lights are on. Yay.
But yeah, if you guys want, you can follow me on Twitter. You can also find me on the Xbox and PSN as Primal Eve.
There you go. And you guys always know where to find Noof on Xbox Live as Noof Nukem, on PlayStation as Noof Nukem 76. Switch, I couldn't fucking tell you what that code is. Never use it anyway. But yes, I play on all the consoles. You will also find me on YouTube when I'm not on the Saltiest Gaming podcast. With Saltiest Gaming, the company, you guys will find me here on Tuesday nights with Primal Eve, hanging out with you for Gaming After Dark. And yes, to answer your question, as far as I know, and this isn't set in stone yet, but I do believe, and this will be a first, it looks like I might be on MNC show this Sunday with Mooch and Crap to talk about E3 and all that stuff. So we're working on some details. I'm hoping they make it happen because I would love to be there to chat with those guys and get the show rolling, so to speak. So I'll keep you posted. Like I said, I got to confirm with those dudes yet, but we'll be looking forward to it, and always a lot of fun. So that'll be a first. I've never been on MNC show, at least not as a live guest. I've always been on doing my voiceovers and all that fucking shit, so that'd be cool. But anyway, I'll keep you posted on that through my Twitter page. Thanks for all the new subs and all the new people that came out to check us podcast out today. We will see you again next Tuesday. Peace, love, keep gaming, folks. See you online.
Good night, everyone.